It's been a tremendous tour. This is our makeup week, and so we had last week off the road. We actually kind of finished up our regular schedule, what was it, April 1st or sometime around there. And so this is kind of our, pick up all the remaining ones. Tomorrow we've got 3 counties, Adams, Union, and Clark. And then our 99 county tour is in the bag, which is hard to believe. This is my first time to all 99 counties. Bob's done it a dozen times probably, or 2. And there are some great spots in Iowa. I was born and raised in Iowa, and I'm an Iowan through and through, but there's just parts of the state I've never seen. And so it's been really neat to go county to county. We're doing this 99 county tour because we believe that in order for conservative, constitutional, pro-family values to succeed and to be advanced over the long haul, we are going to need to find every like-minded person across the state that we can and organize them and communicate with them very regularly. And when I say them, I hope I mean you, along with people like you who've been in all of our previous county meetings. We had great turnouts, and the people who have showed up have been passionate, and we are just really blessed, and we're convinced even more than we were when we set out to do this, that God has a plan to use the family leader in a big, big way to preserve conservative, constitutional, pro-family values. And Bob's going to be talking a little bit here about the philosophy of our organization, about what we believe, why we do what we do, what our plans are. And our goal through this whole tour has been to line up 3 key contacts at a bare minimum in each county. We're looking for, in every county, at least 1 citizen ambassador, or that could be an individual or a couple. In some of the bigger counties, we're looking for several couples or several individuals to be citizen ambassadors. We're looking for 1 church ambassador at a minimum in each county. That's going to be a congregation that stands with us, and there will be a partnership that's established through that. To be up front with you, both of those come with a financial commitment, and we aren't planning on walking out of here today with that. But that's kind of our medium-range goal. By the middle of the summer, God willing, we're going to have the whole state organized with citizen ambassadors and church ambassadors. And then we're looking for grassroots coordinators in each county. That doesn't come with a financial commitment, but it comes with a little bit of a sweat equity commitment. The grassroots coordinators across the state are going to help introduce us and our message to people around that county who are like-minded and who believe what we believe, but who aren't here today, or who we don't know at this point. And so if we can get those 3 key contacts lined up in each county at a bare minimum, we'll have 297 key contacts, 99 times 3. And that'll provide the skeleton for the much, much larger grassroots organization, which is another group of people, just anyone who believes what we believe, that we can find across the state. And we're going to be organizing them, communicating with them, mobilizing them, and we really believe that it can be a force that'll have to be reckoned with, and that can really serve to preserve the values and the principles that we hold near and dear, and really that are at the foundation of this country. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Cedar Falls, went to UNI, graduated from there with a science degree. I met my wife there. My wife has been much more of a blessing to my life than my science degree. I've never earned a dime using that in a formal sense, but it gave me an excuse to go have 4 years of a fairly good time, meet some good friends, and get a wife out of the deal. So that works. We've got 3 small kids. Mason is 6, and he just finished his homeschool finals yesterday, his first grade home, and I guess he passed in flying colors, so I was going to give him a high five when we get home. Jillian is 3. Gentry's our 11-month-old daughter, and they've been great while I've been on the road a lot, and they're completely supportive of what we're doing, so that's good. After I was in college, I was the college ministry director at a local church for 7 years. and primarily worked with students at the University of Northern Iowa. And that was a great time in my life. And I never thought I'd leave that. I loved doing college ministry and felt like we were somewhat effective. God used us, and that was good. But I had a growing discontent with the way that our government works. And I also had a growing sense that if we're people of faith, we need to take our faith not just to our family and to our community and to the outer parts of the earth, but to the arena of government and politics. I mean, it's about as dark as it gets, and we need, people of truth in that area too. So I resigned from the church in 2006, ran for the State House, lost a real close race in Cedar Falls, 100 votes, and from that time on I went to work with the Iowa Family Policy Center. And that is what is now the Family Leader. The Family Leader is a new organization, but it's made up of a few older organizations that have been around for a while, one of them being the Iowa Family Policy Center. Chuck Hurley is the guy who hired me. He was the president then, and he's still the president of the Iowa Family Policy Center. We've also got Marriage Matters as part of the Family Leader. That's a ministry that takes strong married couples, gives them some tools and some training, and partners them up with individual or younger couples, whether they be engaged, newlywed, even older couples that are having a tough time with their marriage. The idea being that when marriages are strong, we all benefit. Everyone benefits when marriage is strong, because marriage is the foundation of the family. Family is the foundation of society, and as goes the family, so goes the nation. And so when we've got strong, healthy marriages, we've got a stronger society. Cost to government goes down, and it's a win-win-win. So we're very excited about how we've been blessed with Marriage Matters. Lynn Nelson is the president of that. She's got a guy named Tim Butker who's helping her out with that, and we're happy to have them on board. And then finally, we've got a couple other organizations, Iowa Family PAC, Political Action Committee, which gets involved in campaigns and elections. And then we've got an organization called Iowa for Freedom. And that's the organization Bob was the chairman of, leading up to the 2010 election, led the campaign with the help of a bunch of other people around the state to get rid of 3 Supreme Court justices. And what we talk about those guys, I'm sure they're nice folks. I'm sure they've got nice families. I'm sure we'd enjoy sharing some dessert pizza with them, especially since no one else wants it. The only thing is that they cross some clearly outlined boundaries in the Constitution and in our system of government that's unacceptable. They need to lose their jobs, and we're happy to be part of that. And so we're thankful that that's part of the Family Leader's work as well. Bob's going to be here in a second. I'm going to pass around a sheet of paper right here with a pen, and this is a place where you can give us your contact information. It's the only time in our meeting when we tell people to act like liberals. If you follow me, liberals give things away freely with no strings attached. And so we're asking you to give us your contact information freely with no strings attached. Yeah.
We call them socialists.
Yeah, well, we can go there too. I thought you were going to say what someone stopped me when I was saying this at another meeting and said, well, if you want to actually be a liberal, you need to give someone else's contact information away with no strings attached.
That's how they're conducting themselves, so it's identifying as such.
There we go. Socialists. That works with me.
Marxists, they're fascists, they're all cousins. To me, they're all related. They're all...
It's all one and the same.
More government.
That's right.
Taking away our liberties and our freedoms.
That's right. Amen. So you're going to have an opportunity to give us your email address here. If you're interested in our ambassador program, we can follow up with you about that, answer any questions you have. And also, there's a place where you can give us your cell phone number so that we could use it in an urgent situation to send you a text message. We've never done it before, and I don't foresee us ever doing it more than maybe 2 or 3 times a year. This isn't something we're going to do a whole lot. But if we found out that there was going to be a vote tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the Senate on an important piece of legislation, we've got thousands of email addresses, but they're virtually useless because it's too late to get the word out about an early morning vote and get people to put pressure on their legislators. If we could send, a text message to hundreds of people across the state and mobilize them to put pressure on Gronstal or whoever, that could be very effective. So we'd ask you to consider giving us your permission to do that. And while this is getting passed around, Bob's going to come up and just turned 48 yesterday, so take it easy on him. He'll do a little
he's just a young.
Little question and answer afterwards,
right.
And then I'll be up to wrap it up.
Thanks, Matt. Real quick, what happens when you turn 48 is the Des Moines Register makes it a story that you turn 48. Because Mike Huckabee tweets it all over the place that you turn 48 and say happy birthday. And then what happens is that your opposition, in this case, One Iowa, they send out an email blast saying, help us celebrate Bob Vander Plaats's birthday by donating to us $48. You know, so we help defeat him and quiet him down. And we're not going to quiet down anytime in the near future. Let me start off just a little bit different today. And I want to keep it fairly informal and do some Q&A as well. What you'll find out with the family leaders is that we are not a Republican subsidiary, nor are we a Democrat subsidiary. And the reason is, quite frankly, we believe both parties have sold us out from time to time. And none of it was more evident than what happened Friday. Friday when they averted the government shutdown. I don't know about you, but I know about me. When I worked hard in the 2010 election, my primary role was to get 3 judges unseated, and we did. But the other thing was to get real conservatives in the Iowa House, but also the U.S. House. And so I worked tirelessly all over, not only Iowa, but I was all over the country campaigning. And when they campaigned, they said this, that they're going to cut this budget by $100 billion. I don't know if you remember that or not, but they said $100 billion. Now, so we come to crunch time. This is going to be like a showdown between Obama and the U.S. House. And we go from $100 billion to $61 billion without even blinking. Then we go from $61 billion to $38 billion without even flinching. And then Obama and Biden say, by the way, we will shut down government if you defund Planned Parenthood of $350 million. And what we do is we say, it's all about cutting spending, and since we're going to cut $38 billion, we'll fully fund Planned Parenthood with $350 million, and we go ahead and we sign the deal. And we avert the government shutdown. Now, from my standpoint is this. If Obama knows that we're going to flinch at $100 billion, and then at $61 billion, and then at $38 billion, and then say, and they will fund Planned Parenthood, and here's the deal. They tell us that we need to call a truce on social issues on our side, while they get to hold on to social issues on their side. And they want us to, and we did it. So now if I'm Obama, I'm looking at saying, you know what? If they're going to flinch on all these issues, there is no way they're going to hold true and not raise the national debt ceiling, which means they're going to increase the credit card limit. And we are very interested in this. As a matter of fact, I went after a roll call yesterday, which is the Congressional Quarterly Magazine, which is on the Hill yesterday, did an interview with me. And they started out the interview process and they said this. How do you feel after the victory of cutting $38 billion out of the budget? And since we're all adults here, I'm going to speak fairly freely. I said, excuse me, I said, I used to coach. And I don't feel like we won anything. Matter of fact, I feel like we got our butt kicked yesterday, or Friday. Because what we did is that we gave in everything, and they still are funding Planned Parenthood. And I really believe they have no backbone to keep the national debt where the national debt is, or reduce the national debt to credit card. But we're living on an unsustainable credit limit, and it impacts the family. Matter of fact, a couple of you are pastors here. My guess is we are called to have a multi-generational view. You know, what's it going to do to the next generation? You know, so when media calls me and they say, Bob,